Okay, we're going to talk about countering hooks. We're going to talk about countering same side, and we're going to talk about moving with the punch and countering and the pros and cons of them. Okay, so two different ways to approach this. Let me have you stand right here at this angle. One is she throws her left hook and I sit down into it, and now if I loaded my rear leg and I didn't put my weight over this space where there's nothing to support me, I'm able to throw a short counter, okay? Same thing with the other side. I sink into it, now I can throw my counter shot, all right? The other way to look at this, and the other way to do this, is to move with it and counter. So if she were to throw this left hook, I move with it, and now I've loaded up my counter shot. I move with it, so I move with it, and now I load up my counter shot, okay? The good things about moving with it is you're taking the momentum off the punch. Your defense is a lot more solid and a lot less risky than it is when you sit into it on the same side. And it really, the mechanics are really proper with it. It's really easy to move with this punch, move with it, and return. In my experience in all the years that I've been doing this, I don't think I've ever landed this, where I move with it and then return with the left hook. Just because it's so easy for them to bring this right hand up even if it was down. And most people have their right hand up, or their rear hand up when they're throwing their lead hook. And it just takes too long to move with it and counter. Now you can make it more concise and turn and go, but there's generally a better success rate with moving with this rear side shot that they throw. You'll see Mayweather do this where he shoulder rolls and comes back underneath. I use him as an example just because he's so prolific with it, but there's a billion other people that have been doing it, and even before he was born. So he's just like a good example. He shoulder rolls it. You don't have to shoulder roll it. They throw this, move with it, and go. The reason why this has a higher success rate is because this person is exposing themselves and leaning a little bit more than they are when they're throwing their lead hook. Now, contrast that with sitting into it. The pros of sitting into it are, when she throws this one, look at what she's wide open for. A short shot right there, and it's quick. The cons of it are, if you do not do it, if you don't block properly, especially if you're talking about small MMA gloves, it's easy for this to come through, okay, if my hand isn't in place. So if I'm going to make this more of an MMA application, what I want to do is sink my block into her forearms. I'm trying to get close purposely, okay? So she throws a right hook at me, and I'm getting real close, and now I'm just throwing that short hook. I'm not leaning back or trying to get distance or anything like that. I'm staying in close. She throws the left hook, I sink in, and now I've got that short right hand, okay? I'm not trying to make sure that my hand is perfectly blocking this punch. Instead, I want to try to, if I can, avoid the fist at all costs. So she throws a left hook, and I sit in, and now I'm able to throw that counter. So you guys can practice this and make sure you're staying in range and make sure it works right with a partner. They throw, move with it, and counter. They throw here, move with it, and counter. And then you can work on your same side shots and understanding what needs to happen. What do I need to do? She throws this one, I sink into it, now I counter. She throws this left hook, I sink into it, now I counter. Every now and then I see people trying to drill this, and there's two main mistakes that they make. One is they'll go to do it, but they'll put their head over no man's land. There's nothing to support me right now. I want my head over this side. I want it over this leg so this leg can throw that punch. The other mistake I see people making is when they block here, then they want to try to get this full extension. They feel jammed up. So then they try to throw a punch like this. You don't need full extension. Full extension is great in keeping range and distance when it's there. But when I'm in close, let's say just to the body, shot to the body that's perfect range, yes, full extension. A little bit closer, this is all that I need to turn it over. Let's move here a little bit. A little closer than that, this is all I need to do to turn it over. You don't need to lift the elbow and turn over a punch that's that close. As long as you're using your body, keep your elbows in, and you're going to have a good, powerful shot that's ready to knock them out. And the chances are they won't even see it coming, because we're still at a point with combat where people aren't really doing same side counters all that much because they don't understand them. Hopefully that'll change. But hope you guys like the video. Thank you.